Welcome to Line Trading. Going over today's SPY recap and live analysis. It was FOMC today and the interest rate decision right here. But first thing that I explained in the morning in the pre-market brief for Discord members was to be watching for this 5-day moving average right here and the setup that we can be forming right here with this head and shoulder. Now you see here in the morning, we initially formed that right here off of this 563 level, close that cup, but from there, right, we do not see that handle and cannot lose that 5-day moving average, which we were unable to at the end of the day as well, and we will go over that also. But after this first test right here on the moving average, you can see how we formed that inverse head and shoulder like I explained as well, and if we do not lose that level, you have to be paying attention as this can begin to form right here, this cup, and you see how we grabbed that liquidity on the way up right here. Now this was in a single candle, so not really much opportunity unless you were in positions before to catch this right here. So now going over the microstructure and algorithms here on the 1-minute chart, I personally did not take any trades before the meeting and ended up not taking any at all because we never lost that moving average, which we'll cover as I explained. But here in the morning, this moving average was right here, and we did get this retest off of that head and shoulder I explained at this 563 level. Now, if you did take this, you see that inverse cup and handle, as well as that head and shoulder to the downside. I personally did not, but you can see how we formed that right here with that head and shoulder I explained. But from there, with this moving average after that retest, you see this inverse head and shoulder off of it, and we grab this liquidity back to the upside right here and begin with this controlled selling algorithm. You see how we form that within the blue and pink, and from there we get that inverse head and shoulder. So just ahead of the rate decision and the FOMC meeting, I explained you have to be paying attention to the first move as it usually is a fake and there's no reason to be chasing it. And right here you see how we get this huge green candle right there. But after that move, right, there is nothing back above this level right here, and this move instantly fades back down, right? We form this inverse cup, but once again, we are not below that moving average, which was down here. So with us not forming this handle right here for that inverse cup and losing that moving average to grab that liquidity on the way down right here, you see that we once again head back up ahead of Jay Powell. Now he comes out around here and we start to form this head and shoulder, but still are not below this level or that moving average, which was down here at that point. And we do form this right here, but when it is time to form that resistance below that moving average with that head and shoulder, we never form that, and once again head back up. So as I was explaining ahead of the meeting, with wanting to see us below that moving average, if we are to head down, right, we see us trying to form this right here. However, we cannot get below that moving average and see this move right here, closing that inverse cup at 560 and seeing anything like that to the downside, and we remain pinned within this range still. But back to the 1 minute, once again with that move up right here, we have another chance to form this head and shoulder and close that inverse cup, but we do not form that handle once again below that moving average, and we have that reversal back to the upside. Now here at the end of the day, we finally started to see us getting below that moving average, but at this point it was too late. Here at the end of the day, we're not really getting that move below, but you see how we start to form that head and shoulder, right, this inverse cup, and we're starting to form that resistance. We just run out of time to see if we can start heading down below it. But now I'm going to go over what to be watching into tomorrow and if we do see downside. So we have this double top right here off of this failed cup and handle right here in the meeting to see if we form something like that, and we did not. Now we still can be forming something right here if we do want to head up with that liquidity. We are up in the pre-market right here towards these levels right here, and if we do start to form that, pay attention to it. Otherwise, you can be looking for something like that to form, right, if we have this bounce, but we need to be below that moving average if we are to head down and start grabbing this liquidity below that 560 right here. So zooming out some with these highs that we have right here, you can see that we are trying to form some sort of liquidity off of them right here. So if we do form that shoulder, right, pay attention to that. Otherwise, you can see us holding above that level and still being some sort of flag right here for that handle that we talked about if we needed more liquidity in order to do so. And that can give us the room to move up. Still also have to pay attention to this yellow algorithm right here that we saw, and if we start to form that, right, you can see this within that blue and yellow. Otherwise, you see the white starting to break down right here within that green as well, and you see that head and shoulder that forms below that moving average. So here on the daily chart, right, we have this big top wick right here close to that upper Bollinger. So we have to be paying attention to that 5-day moving average, as this can be some sort of rejection right here. Maybe we need to retest that 20-day before we start to form something like this and head back up. You just have to be paying attention to that. We also can still remain above this 5-day moving average. See this upper Bollinger starting to trend up, and we can start to see a rally as well. Just a few more things to say before wrapping up the video in regards to FOMC. This is crazy price action right here, no matter how you put it. And maybe it is not for you if you are a beginner. It is very difficult. And even for me, right, I did not want to trade between this range. I was looking for below that moving average. I wanted to see some sort of move to the downside. The move to the upside right here, you had to be in before, and if you were not, well, I mean, you didn't see another retest of those highs at all the rest of the day. So if you were chasing that, there was no reason to, so it is okay to miss that trade. And then to the downside, right, you could have caught it within the middle here to this lower range. I was just personally looking for if we had some sort of major dump, and you might have been as well. And we can see that into tomorrow, or have a better chance with that move to the upside now with some more structure to work off of and not so much volatility with the meeting and decision. Now, we do have some news in the morning, so pay attention to that tomorrow, as that could give us some direction. But that is all I have for today, so thank you everyone for watching, and I will see members in the morning. It is a new day. Remember that. Finish the rest of the week strong.